Well, hello there. Welcome back to Readings at the Round Table for your monthly numerology. I'm Jennifer, and I'm very happy to be here. I'll be honest with you. This has been a really interesting month for me. I got a cold at the beginning of November. I haven't been able to do a lot of my live shows, and my voice is still a little bit sketchy, so you may see me like in between eating a lot of cough drops or hitting pause a lot because and having the video being a little disjointed because of my coughing. But I have gotten through a really bad cold that went to a sinus infection and then an ear infection, which I haven't had in forever. So I am very happy to be able to report to you for your monthly numerology in December. Oh yeah, here we go. I have a lot to tell you about December. Okay, so the last month of 2024 is really wrapping up this wonderful 8 year with a lot of like interesting stuff happening, and also helping push this year of manifesting that we've had, this year of intense manifesting energy, abundance, like whichever way we went with it. Remember how at the beginning of this year I said this can be a year of abundance, like you can manifest an abundance of really good things or abundance of really crappy things. So it's been an interesting year for this little Virgo, I'm just saying. But December is not going to shortchange us at all. We kick off December, the last month of this 8 year, with a new moon in Sagittarius. New moon in Sagittarius hits its peak on December 1st at 1:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know, it's good. And I have a little surprise for you when I get to the end of the month. So, well, I don't have a surprise. I'm just reporting it. You understand? On December 6th, we have Mars going retrograde in Leo. Now, Mars in Leo going retrograde. Mars goes retrograde every couple of years. And the last time it went retrograde, it was in Gemini for like 8 months, and that was just like a nightmare for me personally. I don't know. A lot of other people experience the same thing because Mars in Gemini, not its finest place, not a happy place. Mars in Leo, pretty okay. It is. However, Mars going retrograde in Leo is telling us to slow down, is telling us to stop, think, before we act, before we speak, before we start communicating with people. Like, really just stop and slow down, because Mars in Leo is more, it is internal, but it's more of more about recentering things, because this is putting, or we're starting to recognize some of the challenging aspects that are coming towards us when we're trying to reach our goals or we're trying to move forward in any way. One guy online said it was like moving through sludge. It is. It's slowing us down. Excuse me. Because we need that time to recenter, and we need that time to reflect, and we need that time to look around at the challenges that are coming towards us, keeping us or slowing us down from moving forward, because we may need to be in that place of reflection or recentering. And that's especially true for the fixed signs, because Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius are going to be feeling this at the first part of Mars going retrograde. Mars is again retrograde in Leo until January 6th, when Mars retrogrades back into Cancer, and now we're putting the cardinal signs in the hot seat: Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And Mars will be retrograde until February 23rd. Now, when Mars goes retrograde into our like super sensitive Cancer, that's going to make it more of an internal reflection. So just some like fun happenings here in December. On December 7th, we have Venus moving into Aquarius, and we also have Neptune going direct. Venus in Aquarius is fun-filled. I mean, Aquarius is fun-filled. How many Aquarians do you know that are just like, they're the life of the party? I gotta tell you, there's a couple of Aquarians, and you know who you are, that when you guys call me and say, hey, I need an appointment, I will drop everything to run to your phone call and be like, what you got? What you got? I love it. On the 15th, we got some good news because Mercury is going direct in Sagittarius. What? And it's coming at the perfect time because we also have a full moon in Sagittarius on the same day, on the 15th. And for some reason, I don't have it written down as to what time that is, which seems a little odd to me. So let me just go back to my calendar that I put down here. Full moon 4:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it hits its peak. Yeah. Thank you, Llewellyn. Am I right? On the 21st, we have the sun moving into Capricorn at 4:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the 24th, we have Christmas Eve for those of you that celebrate. On the 25th, we have, again, Christmas Day for those of you that celebrate. But also, Hanukkah begins on the same day. Happy Hanukkah. On the 26th, we have Kwanzaa beginning. And on the 30th, here's that little bonus, that little special treat for all of us. We have our second new moon of the month. New moon in Capricorn that hits its peak at 5:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I did double check that time. It is 5:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time according to my Llewellyn's calendar. This is, of course, our second new moon. So this is a black moon, to use the vernacular. This is typically more intense energy. So we have a lot of our pagan friends, like a lot of our Wiccan friends, that they use this energy in rituals and spells or intentions because it's definitely more intense and it intensifies all of those practices. This is definitely a very powerful time, and I love that we're wrapping up an 8-year in this powerful energy. I love it. So just get your intentions, set your intentions for the 2025, the 9-year that's coming. I think this is lining us up perfectly. I love it. So we are wrapping up December. We're wrapping up 2024 with 3 planets and South Node in air, 2 planets in fire plus North Node, 2 planets in water, and 2 planets in earth. We also have 3 planets that are retrograde: Uranus, Jupiter, and Mars. So I really do feel like this is an excellent time. It's very balanced energy. We don't have just like everything in fire or everything in earth. It's really, really balanced energy, and I dig it. I really do. So I want to get out the crystal of the month. You know I didn't forget. So let's see what that is. The crystal of the month is rhodonite, not rhodochrosite, which I mean, those names get mixed up a lot, but it is rhodonite. So I want you guys to see this. It's so lovely. I have lots of different specimens of this. It is primarily pink with a lot of black in it. However, there are some that have more pink than black. I mean, this is a good example. It came from the same batch, so, you know, this I can't, you know, I knew that was going to happen. This is more pink on one side, a little bit gray, and then I have some of these that I love these, but they want to roll around. These two are fine examples that, again, I just wanted to give you guys some really great examples of rhodonite before I read from the books. So one book is, there it is, rhodonite. It has healing properties of intoning practices to escalate sound and amplify your connection. It is also excellent. It is an excellent heartstone that helps shed old patterns and pain, which I really, when I looked at the definition itself, it's the exact same. But I like that because, when we have the new moon, and especially with 2 new moons in 1 month, when we have that new moon energy, if you are doing work with the new moon and the full moon, if you're following that rhythm, we release, when we hit that pinnacle of the new moon, we release all the things that we've been steadily releasing from the full moon to the new moon. And we just have one massive, just like push it all out so that we can clear the space to manifest from the new moon to the full moon. I mean, the day after the new moon is when I technically start manifesting. But it's a good time to release this old energy. And I think that is fantastic because we need to do that in order to make way for the new stuff coming in, the new things that we're bringing in. Which, again, this book, I love this book too. An emotional balancer that nurtures love and encourages the brotherhood of humanity. Oh, we need that. It stimulates and heals the heart. It grounds energy, balances yin and yang, and aids in achieving one's highest potential. This stone has strong resonance with forgiveness and assists in reconciliation after long-term pain and abuse, and is beneficial in emotional self-destruction and codependency. I like this. In past life healing, it deals with betrayal and abandonment, clearing away emotional wounds and scars from the past, whenever that might be. I like that because it could be anytime, right? It could be from past life or just last week. Whenever that might be, and bringing up painful emotions for transmutation. It promotes unselfish self-love and forgiveness. It helps in taking back projections that blame a partner for what is really inside oneself. It is a useful first aid stone. Rhodonite heals emotional shock and panic, supporting the soul during the process. It turns back insults, prevents retaliation. It recognizes that revenge is self-destructive and assists in remaining calm in dangerous or upsetting situations. Rhodonite. These are fantastic books, by the way. The Encyclopedia of Crystals by Judy Hall, and of course, Crystal Therapy by and Judith Lukombowski. I think I'm saying that right. Lukomsky, yes, Crystal Therapy. And I think you can still purchase that book even though that one name isn't on there anymore. So, just going to put that right back up there so that we can look at this all month on any of my videos. I know, I like to do that. Well, I like to do that now that I've started this. Okay, I will also be reading from 2 different cards as per usual. Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland and the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen, we're not saying her name. But those are the cards that I'll be pulling from for this month. I am truly, truly excited that we all have come this far in 2024. It's been a really interesting year for me personally. I would love to know how it's been for you. And I also want to get to these numbers and see what your personal numerology is for the last month of this 8-year. Hello, Life Path 5. Well. December, the last month of 2024, is going to be a 7-month for you. I was going to say drum roll, but it's anticlimactic. This is going to be a 7-month for you. I think this is really a fantastic way to sort of wrap up this manifesting year, because 7 is such a spiritual number. It's all about spiritual connection. It's spiritual connection to each other, to nature, to the universe. I think that it truly is like it's a fantastic month for you to have this sort of spiritual wrap up to all the stuff that's been going on this year. The thing is too that this is also a really good time to expand yourself spiritually, metaphysically, open yourself up to new spiritual or metaphysical knowledge. It's really going to help you when you are in that 7 vibe of searching for and recognizing peace. Because I feel like this year, Life Path 5 has not necessarily been the easiest for our friend Life Path 5. I'm not saying it's been the worst year ever. I don't think that it's been the worst ever. I just think that I've talked to a lot of Life Path 5s this year, and there's been some ups and downs. There's definitely been some significant hiccups for all of my Life Path 5s out there. So, it may not be you, but for some of the Life Path 5s that I know, it's been a little challenging. But the 7 energy is definitely going to bring in a time of rest, a time of introspection, a time of contemplation, and a time for you to trust your own judgment and really embrace that insight that's like waiting for you. That's really just waiting for you to discover it. Yeah. The mantra of the 7 is, I am graceful spirit, finding insight, beauty, and peace all around me. And it's there for you, Life Path 5. It really is. The lesson of the 7 is making choices without retreating from others and finding the answers within yourself and trusting them. Now, that does seem like it's a little easy, because when you say it out loud, it's just like, oh yeah, I do that all the time. But we don't really. We don't. I think we as human beings really struggle with saying, okay, I know this is the right thing for me to do, and trusting that and just like running with it, as opposed to checking with everybody on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. Putting out that thing on Twitter going, what do you think I should do? Okay, this is a time for you to trust you. Listen to what it is that you want to do. Listen to like the insight that's coming in and follow it. Yeah. The shadow effect of that 7 energy is self-imposed isolation, self-doubt, insecurities, and running from problems and decisions. It's not an easy one. It really isn't. But it can be quite lovely. This is a very spiritual number. It is. And I think that with you, and the mantra of the 5 is, I am energy and creative action, rejuvenating, dynamic, inspiring, and passionate. You like to feel alive. You like to feel that freedom. You are all about passion and energy. This is a very social, gregarious, dynamic, and engaging time for you. This whole lifetime is for you. But the thing is, we're also entering into a month that is also very social and gregarious and dynamic. Yeah, December is that. I want you to really be careful and be aware of the retrograde situations with Mars and Mercury, but also really lean into that energy of the 2 new moons in December. Because having that black moon in December is really going to intensify all the things that you're trying to manifest, everything that you're trying to bring in. It's intense, it's tensing. No, it's amplifying. That's the word. It's amplifying your connection to spirit. I love it. I love it. You are all about change. You're all about being versatile and adaptable. And I think this is a great time for you. I really do. Make sure you pace yourself just like I encourage you to do every single month. But make sure you pace yourself. Harness that energy. Because the lesson of the 5 is to harness your energy like any successful athlete to give you the freedom to go beyond your imagined limitations. And that also goes along with the shadow sides of the 7. So if you feel the shadow side, if you feel the shadow effect, that's fine. Like, embrace it, step into it. Don't camp out there. Just be like, okay, I feel this way right now. How am I going to get my way out of this? And then trust your judgment on how to get out of it. I love it. Really, really. Hold, please. As I drop like 11 cards. If it was just one card, I probably would have read it, but it was a bunch. All right, one more good shuffle, and then we shall see what we draw for December. Ooh, Erin. Pause. Oh no, I'm sorry, that says peace. How about that? There's no need to worry as everything is working out beautifully. Oh, I do like that. There's no need to worry as everything is working out beautifully. What are you worried about, Life Path 5? I know, and there's a few of you watching that, again, I've been talking to this year that I'm like, okay, again, I know it's challenging, but we're coming up on the end of 2024. And 2025 is a breath of fresh air. Ooh, your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. Okay, it's here somewhere. Gemini, Taurus. All right. Let's see. All right, full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. Sometimes you need to weave a bit of magic, and sometimes you need to be practical. And sometimes you need to find a combination of these two. This card suggests that this is where you are right now. You need to use the laws of attraction to draw in what you want by imagining it, expecting it, and welcoming it. But you need to balance that with some down-to-earth steps toward your goals. This isn't about wishing on the moon and hoping for the best. It's about making something like a list of bullet points, that's good, about how to achieve your dreams. If you're asking about money, this card heralds a change of financial fortunes depending on both your past actions and what you're expecting, and therefore attracting. To attune to the moon, write down 10 things that you know are wonderful about you. Life Path 5, there's a lot of great things about you, I can tell you. And honestly, one of my sons, thing 1, is a Life Path 5. Y'all are fun. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me for 2024. I look forward to seeing you again in 2025. I'm very excited about this. 2024 has been an interesting year, but I've learned a lot. So I'm ready to embrace the 9-year that we have coming up in 2025. Until we see each other again, you know what I'm going to say. Get out there and make your magic. Bye.